Hey guys, it's Paul here. Today, I want to read a section of the Bible that is from Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 9. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Now here, this is a section of Paul telling the Philippians on what to do. It's like one of his final messages before he leaves there. And of course, he's not only talking to the Philippians, he's talking to basically anyone reading this. Because we could all take something and learn something from this. And especially, I'd say verse 8, where he talks about to think of all these things that are right, to think of all these things that are positive. As recently I learned when I went to Wednesday church and youth church, they talked about how we are to have positive thinking, and I think they used verse 8. I think they used verse 8, and how Paul was telling us to think of whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy. They told us to have positive thinking, and that will help our minds when dealing with the enemy. Because negative thinking is just helping the enemy. Always thinking negatively, talking bad about yourself, never thinking right, just always having the wrong thoughts. That's not helping you. That's helping the enemy. That's helping the enemy that's helping the enemy to eventually lead to temptation. But if you always have a positive mindset, if you always thinking positive and right things, the Lord, it will be harder for the enemy to infect your mind with such darkness. Why would we want to fill our minds with darkness when knowing that it's not good for us? Rather, fill it with light, things we enjoy, things we admire, and think about those things, and think positively on those things, and like those things that make us happy instead of constantly bringing us down. I feel like we all should rather always think about these positive things, so the enemy has a harder time in bringing negative thoughts, because it's going to be overclouded by this sea of positivity instead of the sea of negativity. That negative thought's going to be lost in all this positive traits you have in your mind, instead of the opposite of anything positive basically being swept away by this sea of negative things you always tell yourself every day. And my favorite verses in here is the verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Worry about nothing, pray about everything. Is one of the verses I like to say. It's like a simpler way of saying it. Worry about nothing, pray about everything. And I always go on, it's always one of the first verses that pops into my mind whenever worry starts to come in, whenever whenever difficulty sets in. And I keep telling myself this verse and to realize that God is with me and that I have nothing to worry about. Because whatever may be happening, whether it's good or bad, it's within God's plan, and I'm going to accept it no matter what happens to me. And so, yeah, with that, it helps bring calmness. And if sometimes it is something bad, but instead of fearing it, I accept it. I accept what's gonna happen, knowing that it's through God. And so I hope this section and me saying these things help you, and helps you get a little insight on how we can truly help our minds, how we can improve our relationship with God through our minds, and not give assistance to the enemy in hurting the Lord. Instead, helping the Lord and hurting the enemy, making your mind stronger, a stronger place for the enemy to win. So, hope this helps, and yeah, God bless you guys. Have a nice day.